What's up, guys? Thank you so much for popping into my review for Tangled. This is the end of my little Disney Animation Studios review series that I've been doing. I reviewed a few of these films, starting with 101 Dalmatians, then Little Mermaid, Tarzan, Moana 2, which is kind of the reason we did this, and now concluding with Tangled. Why am I doing Tangled? Because Spellbound is a musical on Netflix now with music and lyrics by Glenn Slater and Alan Menken, and a score by Alan Menken, just like Tangled. And I figured, hey, yeah, that it just kind of works together and makes sense. So, yeah, I watched Tangled again last night. And look, if you watched my review for Moana 2, you'll have seen that at the end of that video, I gave my picks for the top 10 best Disney Animation Studios films. Tangled was not in that list, but I would probably say Tangled is a top 20 for sure. This would be in the next group of 10. This movie is extremely entertaining. It's never boring. It is so beautiful to look at. The animation is incredible. And Alan Menken's score is excellent. When I watched Spellbound, I was like, I don't know. I think the Spellbound songs and score might be stronger than Tangled. No, I was crazy when I said that because this soundtrack is great. Now the Spellbound soundtrack I think is great too. The Spellbound score by Alan Menken I think is great. But here, I mean the song I See the Light, which was nominated for the Oscar, didn't win, but it was nominated. That is the most beautiful song of the film. And it's the best song of the movie. It's such a great ballad. I mean, it's just an excellent song, but the other songs as well. I mean, I really like Mother Knows Best. I think that's the second best song of the movie, and it's a great Disney villain song. You know, it's not your average Disney villain song. It's very whimsical, and I like that element of it. I like the song in the bar and the opening song, When Will My Life Begin, even though I think I like the reprise of When Will My Life Begin a little more than the original version of it. But yeah, great songs. And the score as well. Look, the track, Kingdom Dance, I believe it's called, that piece of music is masterful. And it continues to prove why Alan Menken is one of the best. And Zachary Levi and Mandy Moore are great as these characters, and this is one of the most organic relationships that I've seen in a Disney movie. The way that the relationship between the two of them just flows so it just feels so real and it feels so organic, and the voice performances are great. How they're bickering at the start of it, but by the end of it how they sort of teach each other things and sort of fall in love with each other. And it was beautiful to watch, honestly. I mean, this is probably one of the best Disney couples. And Mother Gothel is a villain, is also great, but it is very reminiscent of my favorite Disney animated film, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. You have the relationship between Frollo and Quasimodo. You know how she's singing Mother Knows Best. That is the whimsical version of the first half of the song Out There, when Frollo is singing, "The world is cruel, the world is wicked. It's I alone who you can trust in this whole city. I am your only friend." Mother Knows Best is basically that in a nutshell. You know, she's saying you can't go outside, the world is cruel, people are terrible. But it's a little different because she doesn't want anybody to discover her. I mean, she's been stolen. She stole her as a baby, but she doesn't want anybody else to use her hair. So she's trying to protect that. So the relationship between Gothel and Rapunzel has a lot of similarities to Hunchback for sure, but it's different enough where I think it can stand on its own 2 feet. But there's just certain things that happen within the movie that I feel like don't really work. And it's just tiny little things that happen with characters and stories, like how Gothel, you know, sets up Flynn and the two thugs that were working with him. She tells them that Rapunzel has the magical hair. This is where they're going to be, and I'm going to say when she comes around, kidnap her. But Gothel comes in and has a log and knocks the two guys out with the log. And you see it off camera, and I almost thought it was staged, but I mean, it wasn't staged. Why would those guys let her knock them out? And how could she best these two guys? I mean, I don't know. That was kind of weird how she was able to just knock them out. And she's like, come on, let's go before they come to. And then later on, when she's talking to Flynn, she stabs him and she says, our little secret is going to die with him. And I'm thinking, no, it's not. You didn't kill the two thugs. They're in prison now, and you told them about the magic hair. So maybe when you knocked them out, you should have took your little knife and murdered them. I don't know. Now, the monologues that Flynn has at the end of it, where he's like, Maximus stopped crime in the kingdom almost overnight. Was crime in the kingdom bad? I don't know. And the same thing with the horse Maximus. The horse can't speak. And I know in Disney films, when people talk to animals, they understand. But I don't know. In this movie, it's just like when she's like, "Hey, I want to." She explains the whole thing to the horse when they first meet, and she befriends the horse, and she's like, I want to see the lanterns. You have 24 hours to be friends, then you can chase each other to each other's heart's content. And the horse understands everything. Maybe he's smart and intelligent, but I was like, okay, fine, I'll let it slide. And then later on, when Maximus realizes that Flynn was set up and knocked out and put the crown on him and everything, he goes to the tavern and he gets all the tavern guys to come save him and break him out of prison, which I thought was a little easy, this heavily guarded prison that these drunks can come in and break him out. But at the same time, Maximus, he gets there and he's just, you don't hear it, you don't see it. That's not in the movie, but it's off camera. The horse has to go get those guys. How in the world did he say to these people, hey, come break him out of prison? It don't make sense to me, really. But it's nitpicks. Certain things like that happen within the movie. But on the end of the day, Tangled, it's extremely entertaining. And I love it. I think it's a great addition to this series of films. Like I said, it's not my top 10, but it's certainly in my top 20. Probably in the top 15, to be honest with you. It's just extremely entertaining. And the songs are great, the score is great, and the story's good. And I was a fan of it. Yeah, Tangled. It's a very strong 4 out of 5 star film for me. I love it. I think it's great and extremely entertaining. And that concludes my series of reviews for Disney Animation Studios films. But guess what? That's going to be back soon because we've got Lilo and Stitch coming out. We got Snow White coming out. Probably going to review those animated films when those movies come out. And Zootopia 2 is coming out in about a year. So I'll be able to talk about a bunch more of the films in this series. The Disney Animation Studios films, it's one of my favorite collection of movies, because of the score, the soundtracks, the songs, all of it. The characters, the stories, the entertainment value, the escapism. I mean, sure, there's some duds in there, but you've got some really great films, and Tangled is certainly one of them. So, guys, comment down below. What do you think about Tangled? Is it in your top 10 best Disney animated films? And if you're interested to see my picks for the top 10, go ahead and check my review out for Moana 2. After I give my review for that film, I share my top 10 rankings in that video. So go check that out. And guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for a bunch more reviews coming in the future. Big awards type Oscar-y stuff coming out, and some other big December films coming out as well to finish out the year. And then in about a month's time, I'll be posting my top 10 favorite films of 2024. I'm very excited to do so. And guys, you can follow me on Twitter and or X at Ranking72, and Instagram and TikTok at KingOfRises131. That's about it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Tangled. And until next time, over and out.